define your identity. You know why it's important to define your identity? Because if you are not careful, once you go into the market with a wrong identity of who you are, anything that you see that seems to make you feel uncomfortable, you want to, define yourself based on the image of that person or based on the identity of that person. And that's why it's important to define your own identity. Define your identity with regards to your proposition. What is the functional benefit of doing anything with you?
Anthony Robbins said that goal setting is the key to converting whatever is invisible into visible. What that simply means is that if you don't set goals, you are going to be invisible.
Yeah.
And there are so many of you here today. Your goals are lofty, your goals are beautiful, but they are never real. They are not real not because they cannot be real. They are not real because they were never set. Until you set them, you will hit them. It is goals that validate action. It is goals that give meaning to actions.
Any part of your life that is not growing is a threat to every you. What I'm trying to say is that nobody is created to be one thing. The moment that we were born many things. So the moment you came out of your mother's womb, you were a child. Some of you are brothers, you are sisters, you are cousins, you are nieces, you are nephew. As you keep growing, you become a friend, you become an enemy, you become a colleague, you become an artist. So everyone is more than one thing. The problem that we have sometimes is that we focus our energy so much on becoming good at only one thing, and then we are bad at everything else. But if you are lacking growth in one aspect of your life, that aspect of your life becomes a threat to every other aspect of your life. Anything in your life that is worth investing in, that is not growing, that aspect of your life becomes a threat to other aspects of your life.
This day. Now, so I've explained what the difference between a career and a job is, but there are other concepts that come to mind when we talk about the career, which I also want to be able to explain. So there is work. Now, work is different from a job, and this is, I'm saying this particularly to those who don't have don't have a job, those who are unemployed, those who are fresh graduates out of school, or those who lost their jobs, in the pandemic, or you are unemployed to a degree. And I want to explain this for these people to understand. So I get a lot of people who tell me, Bankole, there are no jobs out there. Even with COVID-19, it's a lot worse. The National Bureau of Statistics recently published, the unemployment rate in our country, Nigeria. And I strongly believe that it was understated. They said the unemployment rate is 27.1%. The last time that measurement was done was in the third quarter of 2018, and then it was 23.1%. Now it is 27.1%. Now, I do believe that that's understated. I strongly believe that it's somewhere between 33 and 35%, because job sites today are getting 5 times more hits, right, in COVID than they were before COVID. So if 5 times the number of people are visiting job sites, then it tells you that quite a number of people are looking for work. Now, whilst they may not seemingly be jobs, and I do believe that there are jobs, and I'll explain that, because there are jobs, it's just that we don't have the people with the skill for the jobs that exist. So people need to understand that with the adjustment that has happened with COVID and with the future of work, there are certain competencies that are necessary for you to begin to develop so that you can be adequately prepared for the opportunities for work that exist today. So people are recruiting. I know someone who's been trying to recruit for a particular role for going to 7 months now. Now, you say there are no jobs. There is a job, but the kind of skill that he's looking for, he hasn't found. So people need to begin to learn, go and read and research about the future of work and the competencies that are necessary for you to excel in these times so that you can upskill and be adequately prepared for the opportunities. So whilst I do understand that the amount of jobs available, right, are not enough when we compare them with the number of graduates that universities are churning out. So there is that mismatch. However, I do believe that there is work, right? There might not be jobs, but there is work. There's a distinction, right? Like I said, a job is a short-term engagement. So it's a formal engagement you go into for which the value you bring, you are paid a salary for that. That's a job. Work is different. Work is a problem that is waiting for somebody to pick it up. Did you hear what I said? Work is a problem that is waiting. It exists. It's waiting for somebody to pick it up and find a viable solution to solve it. Now, when that solution is found, that solution can be traded as value in exchange for money. So there is more than enough work. In fact, there is more than enough work, and I dare say, in comparison to the number of unemployed people. However, a lot of unemployed people are looking for jobs. And I do hope that you guys are getting what I'm saying. How do I know that there is work? The more problems we have in society, the more work that is required to fix the problems. And
I'm going to give you something I have not taught this year yet. Something that I want followers of Elisha Maman to really get value from. And that is the digital land grab. All right, so make your notes there, write it there. The digital land grab. How to become a king in your industry. How to become a king in your industry. I'm going to teach you, first of all, how to build your movement online, okay? Because I think people who are following a person like Elisha Maman, definitely you have a kingly mindset. You want to rule your world. You have to understand how platforms work, okay? So there are 3 types of platforms, all right? 3 types of platforms. There is the rented platform and there's the hybrid platform, okay? So let's put it the other way around now. Rented, owned, and hybrid, okay? Rented platform, owned platform, and hybrid platform. What is rented platform? We have a saying in online marketing: do not build your house on rented land. I'll say it again. Do not build your house on rented land, okay? Social media is rented land. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they are all rented land. You do not build your house there, but they can be very useful, all right? You, as a king in your industry, and when I say king, I'm talking to both men and women, okay? I'm not being gender sensitive to the gender specific, I mean, to the term here, okay? Jesus told Peter, all right, I will make you a fisher of men. That was very interesting because Jesus was looking for a way to figure out, how do I get this guy on board with the mission? And so he figured Peter is a fisherman, was a fisherman. And he said, let me speak to him in the language of his industry. And he said, I will make you a fisher of men. And that will make you think. That would make you think, how do you catch fish? All right. You use a fishing hook, and you bring them over into your boat. And so what I'm teaching you today is how to be a fisher of men. Okay. Bring them into your doctrine, into your movement, into your message, into your business, using your knowledge of platforms. Okay. So rented platforms are like a marketplace. I don't know if any of you have ever lived in a place like Onitsha or Aba, or I'm just saying because of the main markets there, or even in Lagos, right? You go to like the Yaba markets, those are the ones I've been to, right? You see all these Igbo traders, where they'll be pulling you, hey, sister, my color, come, that's how the marketplace works. Your goal on social media is to recruit as many people as possible as are interested in your message over to a land that you own and control. So you don't build your entire empire on social media or on Facebook. Why? Because you do not control the rules of that game. If Mark Zuckerberg one day decides that you have to now pay to reach your followers, your business is over. And that has happened to a lot of other businesses, okay? So do not build your house on rented land. You have to come on social media and siphon those people that are interested in your message over to a platform that you own and control, which is what? Your email list. That's what I call your owned platform, okay? Your owned platform. The email is the best social network. And that's because if Aweber, for example, which is an email list provider, shuts you down, you can export your list over to another email service provider. If MailChimp shuts you down, you can export your list to another service provider and keep on emailing them. If Facebook shuts you down, you cannot take your followers away with you. So while you're on social media and you have followers, your goal is to keep on offloading them.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of The Winning Mindset with Elisha Maman. This is the March edition, and we're super excited to have you. My name is Precious Chika, and I am excited to be welcoming you to The Winning Mindset. Now, before we get into the introduction, just a brief intro on what The Winning Mindset is. If you're joining us for the first time, The Winning Mindset is a platform that aims to inspire possibilities, break realities, and help people live their dreams. Now, here at The Winning Mindset, we believe strongly that behavior is the driver of results. So the things you do will determine the results you get. These are just one of our principles. And today we are talking about financial mastery. We have in the house Mr. Ejimi Olubukeji Adegbeye, and we know that you are all in for an exciting time. Well, let's go ahead to introduce ourselves. I'll be on the comment section. I want to know where you're from, where you're chatting, where you're talking from, and where you're watching from. Let us know in the comment section. I can see a couple of you are already online. You're welcome. So please go ahead to introduce yourself, where you're watching from, and let us welcome you properly. All right, keep the introductions coming. Last month, we had Mr. Muyiwa talk to us about creating your space. The theme was create your space, and it was an interesting time. And I want to know how many of us were available, how many of us were there last month for the edition of The Winning Mindset. You can go ahead to tell us. Okay, can you hear me now? Someone is saying I should be audible. Can you hear me now? Good morning, good morning. Shadrach, you're welcome. Shadrach, you're welcome. Adepa Emmanuel, you are welcome. Welcome. Akande Ridwan Opeyemi from, okay. You're welcome. Lord J from Abia State, you are welcome. Can you hear me now? Please let me know if you can hear me so that I'll continue. I'm looking at the comment section. Can you hear me? Okay. Gloria from Enugu, you are welcome. Alapu Sarah, you are welcome from Abuja, Nigeria. Okay, Ridwan says you can hear me very well, so you are all welcome. Please keep the introductions coming. Let us know you and where you are coming from. If this is your first time in the Winning Mindset, especially in the online Winning Mindset, please let us know so that we give you a special welcome. Okay. Thank you. Shadrach, you're welcome. Akintoye Dunamis, you are welcome. So last month we were talking about create your space, and Mr. Muyiwa and Mr. Elisha Maman made some very valid points that were super interesting. I found them really helpful, and I would like to share what I learned from last time. And if you are here, please let me know that you are here. Anna Mangula, welcome. Let's know, okay, thank you. I can see you guys come. I can see your comments. You're all welcome. So if you were here last month for the Winning Mindset, which was create your space. Can you drop one or two things that you took home from the edition last month? I'm going to be sharing the ones that I took home, those that were really got to me, and I would like to hear yours too. So I am watching the comment section. Okay, Akintoye Dunami says this is his first time in the online winning mindset. You are welcome. We're super glad to have you here. Welcome to the winning mindset. Welcome. Okay, Precious, welcome. Precious is also joining for the first time from Akure. Precious, you are welcome. And Kaya Musa from Zamfara State, you are welcome. So the winning mindset is on, and the comment section is still off. Okay, Chika Precious from Benin, you are welcome. I saw Chika there and I thought you were my namesake. All right, Precious from Benin, you are welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much. I can see your comments. Just keep them coming. Now, last month, Mr. Muiwa and Mr. Elisha Maman spoke, and some of the things he said was, when we're talking about creating space, Mr. Elisha Maman said that the way you position yourself is the space you create for yourself. So the space you create for yourself is determined by how you position yourself. He gave an illustration that we are all familiar with, but he gave it in a lighter note last month. And he said, if you light a candle and you put it under a table, nobody is going to see. That candle may be occupying space, but it is not space because it is supposed to shine for the world to see. So many of us have beautiful talents, so many of us are great, but then we are hiding ourselves or we have not learned how to create our space. And I caught that because there are so many things that we have inside of us, but then we just hide it. We're hiding our talents, we are too scared to come out, we don't know how to get our space. By the way, the recording is still available, so you can get it on this YouTube channel where this one is streaming. Please make sure you watch it. Also, he spoke about space and he said something that caught my attention big time. He said, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, there is space for you. Now, it may look like everywhere is saturated. It is because you are supposed to create your space yourself. Nobody's going to create a space and tell you, okay, come in, and then this is your space. We have been waiting for you, waiting for your manifestation. No. When you are ready to show yourself to the world, you have to go and create your space. So that was something that I took home. Last month, and it has helped me so much. Because in every area, whatever you are doing, if you are a digital marketer, you're a content creator, you're a social media manager, you are a banker, whatever it is you are doing, be it strictly the online space, be it the offline space, whatever you are doing, you have to make a name for yourself. Most of these people who hear about, the people we see and we love, we appreciate their work. We're like, oh wow, thank you for doing this, thank you for giving yourself, and all of that. All of them worked to create space, and we appreciate them. So don't you think that you owe the world your efforts to creating your own space? We don't know what you can do. We don't know your unique point until you bring it to us. This is why it is seriously really important that we learn how to create our space. And he also said something that the road may be blocked, but the way is never blocked. Meaning, if you know that, okay, this is the way other people have been doing this thing, and you get to where they are going to, it may be that road is no longer available. Something has happened, social media algorithm has changed, or Nigeria has changed, the government or anything, and you feel like, okay, it won't work the way it worked 5 years ago. That is just a road being blocked, but there is always a way. The only thing is we have to pave that way for ourselves. You have to create the space for yourself. Now, these are some of the take-homes I got from last month, and I really want to hear those things that are your take-home. I am still in the comment section. If you were here with us last week and you had something that you went home with yesterday, something that really blessed you, something that touched you, something that was an eye-opener to you, please share with us and let us know. Okay, Stephen Noah from Kogi State, you are welcome. I'm not loud. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? AJ Praise streaming from Benue State, you are welcome. You're welcome. Please let me know if you can hear me loudly now. It's never blocked, Sarah. Yes, that was what we shared last month. Please let me know if you can hear me now so that I know if I'm going. I'm watching the comment section, so let me know. Okay, so Adepa Emmanuel says his take home was to be jobless is a choice and to be unemployed is a decision. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, yes, so you can hear me clearly now. Thank you. Now, today we are talking about financial mastery. This is like a topic everybody likes because our finances is one very important area of our life, like very, very important. No matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, your finances have to be on track if you want to actually fly. Because it won't matter what you're doing, your finances are suffering, you will suffer, you'll be frustrated. So you want to give to the world, you want the world to see you, you want to share what you have inside of you with everybody and all of that. But if your finances are frustrating you, you will not be able to bring out the best of yourself. That is why this topic is very, very important. And I'm super excited that we get to be doing this. Now, the two people that we'll be talking today, we already know that they are people that have mastered their finances. So they're not coming to tell us they're not coming to tell us stories or just from the book. These are people that have done this over and over and over again. They have replicated their results in the lives of many. And so I want to know if there's anybody as excited as I am about this topic. Let me see your comments in the comment section. If you're excited as I am about the topic financial mastery today, let me see your comment in the comment section. You can say, yay, I'm excited. You can say, I can't wait. Whatever your phrase is, let me see it in the comment section. So I know that I'm not alone because it cannot be only me that is happy about the fact that we are going to learn more about money. So I'm waiting for your comments. Now, let me tell you something. Okay. All right, thank you. So let me tell you something. This is like a personal story, yeah? So before I went to serve my country, NYSC, I had never earned even 1 naira for myself. Now, when I think about it, it's even funny because I went to serve at age 22. No, at age 21. And then before then, for 20 plus years of my life, I had never earned 1 naira. When every money that came to me, that from parents, by people, and so this may be like some of our experiences because it would not matter where you are now. What I'm trying to tell you is that if you pay attention to this session, it will not matter where you are now. There are so many of us here. We're already earning for ourselves. Okay, I can see your comments. Keep them coming. All right, so there are so many of us here, and we feel like every time they're talking about something, we feel like it's starting from a pedestal, or there is a level to which you have to get to run with this information. So before youth service, I had not earned 1 naira for myself. I made the decision to stay off depending on my parents and other people for money to take care of myself. And that was when I knew that, okay, we see this thing they used to say, if you finish university, you're going to see the real world. That was my story. I saw the real world after university because I'm like, that mommy, okay, you have tried for me and I'm super grateful. But now you have to let me learn how to fend for myself. And you can imagine how hard that decision must have been. But my edge was the fact that I had a mentor. Elisha Maman is my mentor. And he is someone that has mastered his finances. And like I said, he has replicated this mastery into other people's life. He has taught this over and over and over again, and what he teaches works. So we went from learning how to earn, learning how to save, to learning how to invest, and it was like it was a new thing for me. I didn't even know how to ask people, oh, yeah, give me money, let me work for you. It's me that is doing work, but then to even collect my first week service, without any money, what I began to suffer was the fact that, okay, there's money coming into my hand. I don't know what I was doing with it. It will come and then the next thing it is gone. Because if you are not financially literate, you are not. These are things you have to learn. So you see how I'm going from stage to stage. I went from not earning. Now I'm earning a bit, but I cannot even account for the money. I don't know what your financial story is. I don't know when you start earning. I don't know what you do with your earnings, what you do with your savings. But if there's one thing I know is that the knowledge of financial mastery is something that everybody needs to have. So if you have friends, if you have family members, you have colleagues that you feel will need this class, please take a minute, go on your WhatsApp, your Instagram, your Facebook, like you're going, even if you're hearing it for the first time, take my word for it. You are in for it, and I want you to share this good news with so many. Before I came online, I shared it on my WhatsApp stories and all because I want people to come and learn. They should come and learn from where I learned, and I'm not even done yet. By the time we had tackled my earning problem, we had tackled my saving problem, we went into investment, and then like it's just amazing how someone can go from zero down to this point, even with creating your space. Because sometimes when we teach these things, month after month, the winning mindset keeps bringing the best of speakers on particular topics, and some of us just feel it's a platform, they're just trying to keep it running. But it has been blessing lives. It has changed my life. It has changed the life of other team members. It has changed the life of other people that I know. So these things, they work. These things, they work. So if you know that you are ready to tackle your finances, get your chair, get your book, your biro, stay away from distractions, sit down because today it is going to be hot. You are going to learn. See, go and invite your friends. Go and invite your friends because it will be good that you learn all the things you learn today and your friends will be left behind. Go and invite them, tell them to come. They should come and learn how to fix their finances. It worked for me. Whatever you're going to hear, me, I know I'm even going to hear new things that I've not heard before, and I'm super excited because with every knowledge that is put into action comes an increase. And as I'm learning, I'm putting into action, and the results will be showing in my life. So please, the first step is to get the knowledge, then you work on the knowledge. How do you get this knowledge? Stay away from distractions today. Get your book. This is not, don't depend on your brain to help you. Get your book, your paper. If you're not even properly dressed and you think it will stress you, go inside, dress up, come out, sit down very well, put the phone or the laptop, whatever it is you're using to stream, put it at a point of convenience. Take your biro, take your paper, get ready to write, and do this. Please, I am begging you, let it not end in just writing. Let it not end in just writing. Make it a point of duty. Tell yourself that today, whatever I learn, I am going to run with it. Now, I want to see in the comment section. Yes, so Bridget says she's already excited. Bridget, I am excited. I'm sure I'm even more excited than you are. Now, I want you to make this declaration by yourself. Whatever I learned today, I'm going to run with it. I'm in the comment section, and Faith and Zaki from Lagos, you are welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, Abel says he can't hear me. What do we do about sound? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Trying to be as audible as possible. I'm really sorry about the sound. Can you hear me now? Atinuke Faith says she's excited to be here. Faith, I am also excited to have you here. Thank you. Can you hear me? Benedict, can you hear me now? Simon Odo from Ghana, you are welcome. You're super welcome. We're excited to have you. Okay, Faith says she can hear me, so I think I can carry along. Now, please go in the comment section and say, I will run with what I learned today, because I think one of our biggest problems as human beings is implementation. Especially in this generation, we know so much, we have learned so much, and we are willing to learn. That is the beautiful thing. Thank you, Adefa Emmanuel. He has said he commits himself to practicing all he will learn today. That is awesome. We have learned so much. I have not seen a generation that is very excited to learn, honestly. But then when it comes to implementation, we get lazy. So today, me, you, everybody that will sit for this class, we are going to commit to practicing whatever we learned today. As we are writing down, we are putting down action points and we are smashing them, because we would love for you to come in the next winning mindset and tell us, so 1 month ago, this was what we learned and this is what we did with what we learned, and we're super excited. Thank you. We want to hear your stories, we want to hear your testimonies, because it is for this reason we exist. Awesome. Okay, Matthew Stanley, you are welcome. Your expectations will not be cut short, I promise you. Matthew says he will run with all he will learn today. That's the way to go. Atinuke Fashina has also said she will commit herself to practicing all that she will learn today. Akintoye Dunamis, I will run with what I learned today. I will immediately create a structure, an action plan in regards to whatever I learned today. That is amazing. That's the energy I need. So please keep it coming. Today, we have said no to just learning. So we're not just learning, we're implementing. And the proof of this implementation is that we're going to get reviews from you. You're going to send to our WhatsApp channels, to the emails, to the YouTube channel. Tell us that, okay, 1 month ago, 3 weeks ago, this is what I learned, this is what I've done with what I learned, and these are the results. We want to celebrate with you, we want to be excited for you, and this can only happen if you implement. Now, I promise you, if you implement everything that you learned today, the only reason you will not tell us a story is because you just don't want to tell us, you want to call it. But if you will get a story, yes, you will. So please go ahead and make that declaration. And Sarah, whatever I learned today, I will run with. Thank you. That is the spirit. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Super excited to have you in the winning mindset today. Now, can we know what some of your expectations are for the class? You can put them in the comment section. Let me know the things that you expect from today's class. What are the things that you feel like you want to learn about? What are the things you think you will learn about today? Let us know in the comment section. It could be your pain points with your deliver them moderating the question and answer session. So please put them there. We are in the comment section. Reading all of your comments, we're taking them down. Now, if you're still joining us, I hope to learn tips for discipline in the area of finance. Now, that is a very important thing. Very important thing. Like I said, I started earning, but I didn't know what I was doing with my money until I learned all of these things. And trust me, discipline is an important area in finances. It is a very, very, very important area. So keep it coming. Let's know what your expectations are. We're super so you guys that your expectations will be putting down some of the things you want to learn today. They will be touched, and if there's anyone at all that isn't touched, we'll be sure to send it in as a question when the question and answer session comes. So you're welcome. Sit tight. Next up will be the convener of the winning mindset in person of Mr. Elisha Maman. I've mentioned my mentor today.
I wore blue today. Now I know this does not in any way change the price of rice in the market. But let me learn now. Blue is the color of love. Okay, I think I'll rephrase that. Blue is my color of love. Maybe because it is my favorite color, my favorite person's favorite color, or the color that represents the place that I call home and the people that I call family. Blue changed my life. Okay, that sounded so dramatic, but really, it did. The vision of one intentional man is now changing the lives of tens of thousands of young people like myself. raising winners and kings in all spheres of life. Keyword, intentional. The results you see in my life today show exactly what will happen when you intentionally harness the power of the mind. This is what Blue represents. My name is Effie Johnson and I am a product of the winning mindset. I am also kind of like Papa's favorite child. Alright, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Blue is home. Welcome to the winning mindset. Welcome home.
My name is Emmanuel Abdelmati Samson. I am at the Winning Mindset program. What I was for this program is that it was top.
The person who has the database is the one who has the power, okay? The person with the database is the one who has the power, all right? All right, so let's move on now to how to offload people from rented platforms like Facebook and Instagram over to your own platform, which is your email list and maybe your Telegram and co. Okay, there is one thing everybody here needs to master. Guys, get it. Don't be sleeping. Yeah, you need to get this. There is one thing that every single king must master on social media: Facebook advertising. Facebook advertising. We talk about this all the time, that a person who is doing business without advertising is like a person who is what? Winking in the dark. You know what you're doing, but nobody else does. You've got to learn to advertise on Facebook. So when you can learn to, and let me tell you the power of Facebook advertising, you can target people with specificity. So you can target people in Lagos between the ages of 19 to 25 who are interested in tailoring or fashion or shoes or bags. You can target based on gender, sometimes even based on the kind of work that they do, sometimes even based on their income level. That is how powerful Facebook is. There's something called the Facebook Blueprint program. I don't know why it hasn't gotten much notoriety, though I've been talking about it for a while. But it's a program that was created by Facebook, all right, to help you learn how to create Facebook ads. And it's totally free. So, I mean, I know that there are other courses out there on Facebook ads, which you can buy. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're just starting, you don't have money to start yet, you can go and enroll for free in the Facebook Blueprint program. Make sure that you always have a notoriety budget. Listen, guys. This principle will separate you from those who have been toiling on the streets of social media for 10 years with slow and steady growth versus a person who just comes to the industry and takes it by storm. And in no distant time, they have grown a large audience, okay? And that is because I always had a notoriety budget, okay? What is a notoriety budget? From whatever your income is every month, okay? So set aside an amount of money, part of your income every single month, that should go into paid advertising for more people to know you. Listen, guys. Kings are territorial, all right? You may have seen my post where I talk about the average African is tribal in nature. Now, people confuse the word tribal with tribalistic. That they're not the same thing. They're similar words, but they're not the same thing. Tribalistic is the bad part. Tribalistic is where you discriminate against other people based on their tribe. That's not what I'm saying. I said tribal, okay? Tribal means when you are more engaged with the activities of a tribe without much desire to step outside of the tribe and engage with people of other tribes. They're two different things. Tribal is not, but you're not being bad to other people. Tribal means you're just engrossed with your tribe. Tribalistic is where you are harmful or discriminatory to people of other tribes. So they're two different things. So I said the average African is tribal in nature, but the average European is territorial in nature. I'll say it again. The average African is tribal in nature. We work in groups, people we're familiar with. But the average European is territorial. They go forward, they explore from Europe and all those other countries. They came towards Africa. Ensure that you have the territorial mindset. Don't just be the local champion of your industry. I've always been madly territorial. I want people in Uganda to know me. I want people in Kenya to know me. I want the South Africans to know me. I want the Europeans to know me. I want the Brazilians to know me. I want the Americans to know me. Before I leave the earth, I want everyone to know me. And
now you can make a fee from the place where you did do for free. Hey, cause you've got the blueprints. Need sewing car coming to your aid with how you can make a fee from the place where you did do for free. Hey, cause you've got the blueprints.
Hello, my name is Lee Shoyinka, author of the book How to Earn a Fee from What You Do for Free, making big money from your skills, ideas, and talents. You see, there's almost nothing as tragic as gifted people who are broke, talented people who are stranded, people who are highly skilled but do not have money, or wise people who are beggarly. There's almost nothing as tragic as that. All right, you know them, they're on your street, they are your neighbors, they are your friends, and you could probably even be one of them. Then I have a good news for you. My book is here to help you begin to earn a fee from your skills, from your ideas, and your talents. The days of getting broke from the things you produce are over. Get this book and it will change your life, especially your finances. Cheers.
Any part of your life that is not growing is a threat to every you. What I'm trying to say is that nobody is created to be one thing. The moment that we were born many things. So the moment you came out of your mother's womb, you were a child. Some of you are brothers, you are sisters, you are cousins, you are nieces, you are nephew. As you keep growing, you become a friend, you become an enemy, you become a colleague, you become an artist. So everyone is more than one thing. The problem that we have sometimes is that we focus our energy so much on becoming good at only one thing, and then we are bad at everything else. But if you are lacking growth in one aspect of your life, that aspect of your life becomes a threat to every other aspect of your life. Anything in your life that is worth investing in, that is not growing, that aspect of your life becomes a threat to other aspects of your life.
Define your identity. You know why it's important to define your identity? Because if you are not careful, once you go into the market with a wrong identity of who you are, anything that you see that seems to make you feel uncomfortable, you want to define yourself based on the image of that person or based on the identity of that person. And that's why it's important to define your own identity. Define your identity with regards to your proposition. What is the functional benefit of doing anything with you?
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Elisha Mama, the convener of the Winning Mindset, and I'm excited to be here with every one of you this morning. It's always a huge honor for me to come before you guys every month to share wisdom, to learn, and to encourage many of you. This month edition, we are looking at financial mastery, and we will be having my friend, my brother, my coach, somebody I love, respect, and honor deeply for the way he communicates about mastery on all sides. And Ejimi is seriously a huge blessing to me, my family, and my community. And he's always there when I need him. And today he will be sharing with us. And so if you're online, go ahead and let me see your comments coming in. Yes, Ibidabo, good morning. Okebe Phillips, yeah. Faith, I can see you. Dorcas, I can see you. Fola George, I can see you. Amazing, 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 amazing. Awesome, 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 awesome. Now, before I bring Ejimi up, I'd like to tell you something briefly. You know, many, many years ago, at the age of 29, I was extremely broke. I was not just, I had no babe. I had no money. And, you know, when you are young and you don't have money, you don't have babe, your case is bad. You know, but something began to change for me. And part of I have seen the power that lies within them. 2 years ago, precisely 2018, I am one person that don't like talking about money, even though I was already successful as of 2018. I was already living the life that I dreamed. I was eating what I like. I was wearing what I want. I was driving what I want. I was vacationing when I want. The things I wanted as a child had happened for me. I was married to the woman of my dream. Everything. I was like David in the cave of Adullam. Everyone around me was a young, broke, desperate young man or young woman. Everybody around me was a student, a copper that is struggling and hustling. And it bothered me. I had to be concerned about what they ate. I had to be concerned about what they wore. I was concerned about where they lived, everything. It was not that I was tired of supporting them, but I wanted them to experience the pleasure and the joy that I had. Because there was a time in my life that everything I wanted was given to me by somebody. Somebody decided the kind of food I was eating. Somebody decided the kind of clothes I was wearing. My jacket was reaching close to my knees. Why? The person that dashed me the jacket is 7 feet tall. And for a tailor to fix that jacket, the tailor must have mastery. And that was my life. And I didn't want these people around me to have to suffer for this long to experience the kind of fulfillment and pleasure I have. Poverty has no virtue. Poverty carries no honor. Poverty is very limiting. People will say to you that money cannot buy you happiness. If happiness is that expensive, then what will poverty buy for you? If money cannot buy happiness, which I agree, at least money can prepare the environment for happiness to thrive. But poverty will surely buy you unhappiness. That is guaranteed. If you are broke and you are happy, you are strange. So that's what we're talking about. And like I said, I know very little about money. But in 2018, I gathered 18 young people, 18 young men and women. And I taught them the little I know about money. Ladies and gentlemen, by 2019, 1 year later, about 6 of them were already millionaires. from having businesses of 4 million, 5 million. Some of them have saved up to 1 million from their job. Their being broke became strange to them. And in 2019, I took up that thing and I did it again. And the percentilize what you want to be the experience of people, you must teach them. If you want people to be rich, you must teach them about money. You see, schools don't teach you about money, and that is why when you finish university, you are broke for a very long time. In school, why? Because they are preparing you to be a civil servant. They are preparing you to work for somebody. They are preparing you for a job, not for your life work. Winning mindset is my life work. I was extremely successful before I get back to winning mindset. But what winning mindset has done, did I start with that? I want to tell you 3 P's that holds your money. 3 P's that holds your money. And immediately, my brother, my friend, somebody I love deeply, Mr. Ejimi, we call him Pastor Ejimi Adebayo, will come here, and I can guarantee your mind will shift today. Number 1 P is purpose. Purpose has to do with why you exist. Purpose has to do with your assignment on earth. Purpose has to do with the vision that you have been entrusted to carry out on earth. Listen to me. Provisions are meant for visions. Hear me today. Every vision you are nurturing will be provided for. There is money for the vision you hold in your heart. For you to see that money, you must give birth to that vision. For 3 years, I doubted that statement. At the 3rd year of the winning mindset, according to the instruction I had when I started that vision, the kind of resources I expected began to come in support of what I do. Why? Because there is money in vision. There is money in purpose. Purpose is how we measure through success. Purpose is how you derive fulfillment in what you do. Remember, provision is the supply for vision. Until there is a vision, until there is vision in place, provision will be out of place. Your supplies are not in place because your vision is not in place. Number 2, production. Number 2, production. Production is the ability to create value solutions in terms of product and services. So when we talk about production, we are saying create or produce something. Produce something. Bring forth a product, produce a service, produce a skill. It does not matter what it is, but until you produce, money will not come to you, because production is about value and money gravitates towards value every day. Production is the first and major pillar for financial dominion. Remember, production is the ability to create value in terms of products and services. Production is about creating solutions that people can consume. Production is powerful. There is money in products and services, because when you produce, you can sell the product or you can serve the product. Whichever way, once value is dispensed, rewards are activated. Once you sell a product, you will be rewarded with a payment. Once you serve, value, you will be rewarded. And that's powerful. But you see, you can't dispense value until value is created. And production is the ability and process by which value is created. It can be a product and it can be a service. Beings with production. Production is to become fruitful. Production is that the seed becomes the tree. Production is that the bird begins to fly. Production is that the fish begins of value. It can be in terms of product or solution. Number 3, people. You see, every money you are looking for is in the pocket of someone. Your wealth is in people's pocket. Life is designed that as you consistently in solving problems, people begin to reward you for the problem you solve. You are as relevant as the solution you bring. You are as your wealth is in the solutions you bring. I challenge you today, listen to me. People don't do at all. People will pay you because you are smart. People will pay you because you are solving their problem. There was a day, as I close, in the life of David. He got to a place his father sent him to carry food for his brothers in the field. And when he got there was a massive problem. That problem was a national problem. That problem was national in size. And because problem was national in size, the reward was national. David knows that for him to solve that problem, there should be a reward. Listen to me. It is naive to assume that what you are doing will go unrewarded. It is naive. Listen to me. The labor of love is never without a reward. And David asked, what will be Goliath? This problem has cost the nation 40 days of feeding. It has cost the nation 40 days without protection in their country. It has cost the nation 40 days of husbands in the field. It has cost more than 40 days of their sons not coming home. That is a massive problem. Is in need for me. If I solve this problem, what will you give? David wanted to know if the reward is commensurate to the solution he brings. And somebody said, you become the king's son-in-law. Number 1. Number 2, you will become this. Number 3, you will do this. David just added 1 + 1, 1 + 1. I will leave bush to palace the next morning. He said, Goliath is dying. Even if even if I don't have the skill to kill Goliath, this is reward. I will kill Goliath. Imagine in Nigeria, imagine you are the in-law to Buhari. Nigerians, imagine David knew. The guy went and carried stone. They gave him stuff, and those stuff were going to inconvenience him. He dropped them and he dropped Goliath. Solution. There was a day in the life of Pharaoh. He had a problem. The problem was a particular dream that he had no understanding of. Joseph solved it and became number 2. There was a day in the life of Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel showed up, solved it,
and became a second. Just talking about solution providers. That is the best way to have money. Listen to me. What you are looking for is in somebody's pocket, but the person won't give it to you until you bring solution for his problem. Number one, purpose. Number two, production. Number three, people. If you know how to manage these three things, you will never be broke again in your life. I came to that realization very early, and by a few little secrets, by 31, I owned a house and I was driving Jeep. The distance between you and your prosperity is shorter than you think. The gap you are experiencing is the absence of decision and the absence of the knowledge of the laws that you must engage. Listen to me, it takes production and management to conquer poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, if I have blessed you in these last few minutes, go ahead and let me see what you're doing, because now is not, I told you I'm not teaching today. So let me bring up my brother and my friend. Awesome. I can see a lot of comments. Awesome, 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 awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, you got it. You got it. There's provision in vision. Awesome, awesome. Yes, yes. Remember, purpose is vision. Remember, production is creation of value. Remember, people. He's a forex trader, precisely one of the best in Africa. He has a program that I know quite a number of people that have engaged the course and have experienced financial independence. The wisdom he has packaged is bringing freedom for many. Listen to me, wisdom brings riches. And the most amazing thing happened to a man starting on the journey. And what is about to happen to you today is communication of wisdom. Wisdom is applied knowledge. A Jimmy will be sharing wisdom, not knowledge. He has applied them in his hands. This information is wisdom. But in a Jimmy's hand, it is wisdom. And if you embrace wisdom, riches will surely follow if you will engage them. Sometimes I don't know how to explain. The honor and I respect. I won't go ahead to bore you with his profile, which is heavy. He's not just a pastor, he's the husband of an amazing woman and the father of two awesome children. Beyond making money, he has design. Model to many of us. His lifestyle is inspiring to many of us. But above everything, his decision to communicate wisdom to our generation endeared me to him. That he does not withhold what has been. You're not getting it cheaply. I can guarantee, if you take and misuse this morning wisdom, you will yet struggle in life. Freedom is what God is bringing your way this morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, Tiger Winning Mindset Community, I'm going to celebrate use your favorite icon. You can clap, you can put fire. But ladies and gentlemen, the real fire is coming up now. Join me as I welcome Pastor Ejimi Adegbaye. Welcome.
Good morning, Sir Elisha Maman. Thank you so much for having me, and it's an honor and a privilege to always be invited to your platform, sir. Can you hear me? I hope
Pastor
everyone
Jimmy?
can hear me. Yes.
Yes, I can hear. There's a noise in the background. Maybe one phone, maybe a phone, maybe
Okay.
you mute it.
Okay. Let me do that. Let me do that immediately. Okay. Is it a lot better now? Is the audio better?
Yes, sir.
Please, I need to be sure everyone can hear me. Can you hear me, please? Okay, fantastic. So thank you very much, Sir Elisha, for the privilege to be on the winning mindset, e-winning mindset. I look forward to when we'll be able to meet again in person. Sir Elisha Maman has been a blessing to my life and a source of inspiration through the years. It's not very often you get access to billionaires in the North. So it's always a privilege to connect and to be blessed. Financial mastery is something that, in my opinion, after faith, the subject of faith, where you will spend eternity because we will not be here forever. After the subject of faith is discussed and resolved, then the subject of maybe family, a life partner, if you are so inclined to build and raise a family. I think finance is the next thing everybody should talk about because the quality of your life depends on the quality of resources and relationships available to you. So every time I see a platform where we are allowed to explore the subject of finance and understanding money and how it works, it gives me joy, especially when that platform is a morally sound and ethical platform, because there is good success and there is bad success. And then more so when maybe the underlying root or foundation of the values are gotten from scripture, the Bible, because I'm a Christian and I respect the Bible a lot. So it gives me a lot of joy because Christians, to a large extent, this is not a Christian platform, but it's inspired and run by people who love God and are Christian. Christians have a lot of challenges when it comes to the subject of prosperity. And they are either tilting to one extreme or the other. They rarely find balance. So today we want to discuss on money, how it works, and how we can make it work for us. I always start my presentations or my postulations on money by defining the subject of money itself, defining money, because money is such an abstract concept. It's funny, money is such an abstract concept because at the end of the day, I say it that money is paper at its core. This is money. It's paper, literally paper. So how come this paper is a source of pain to so many, has made so many people sacrifice? So let's even define what money is, because people run around every day, Monday to Friday, some people Sunday to Sunday, trying to make money. And if you cannot define what you are trying to get, there'll be a problem. I always say the law of visualization. It always starts first with you being able to visualize in your mind whatever it is you are seeking. What you cannot visualize, you will not be able to identify. I always say it because winning mindset exists today because it first existed in Sir Elisha Maman's mind. Everything you see around you exists physically because it first existed in somebody's mind. The laptop that I am using now, someone at some point in the history of technology said, I will create something that looks like this and can do XYZ, whether it's Bill Gates, whether it's Michael Dell, whether it's the founders of IBM. The reason you have a physical laptop is because it first showed up in somebody's mind. The shirt I am wearing now existed because somebody first created it in their minds. So what that means is anything that physically manifests because it was first crystallized in the mind of a person. So every time you think of money, what comes to your mind? So I ask people now, what is money? What is money? I like asking this question, what is money? What is a Samsung phone? Immediately I mentioned Samsung phone, a picture showed up in your mind. What is a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon? Is there a picture in your mind right now? As I mentioned, G-Wagon. What is the color of the G-Wagon you are seeing in your mind's eye? Cold Stone Creamery. Is there a picture of a particular Cold Stone venue? Anything you mention, anything you cannot visualize in your mind is not permitted to remain in your life. If it's not in your mind, it's not permitted to be in your hand. It got there illegally. This is so powerful. It looks basic. So when I say money, what comes to your mind? Money, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind, people? Please comment. I'm seeing Damilare Tayo, I'm seeing Theophilus Opanachi. What comes to your mind when I say money? Until we are able to define in mental pictures what money is, we will not be permitted to have it in our hands. What is money? Pause anybody on the road. I do this experiment all the time. What is money? You see someone saying, I'm going out, I'm going to hustle, I'm going to make money. And then you ask him, sorry, what is money? So, because there are two challenges standing in between you and your next level of wealth. The first is a mindset challenge. The second is a methods challenge. So let's discuss the mindset. Because anything you cannot visualize is not permitted to materialize. Anything you cannot visualize in your mind is not permitted to materialize in your hand. Okay, so I start by saying, to me, I have 4 definitions of money. Four. My first definition is that money is a reward. Money is a reward. I always start with the word money is a reward for demonstrating mastery. When you demonstrate mastery, your reward is money. When I demonstrate mastery in anything, any sphere of endeavor, any activity of human interest, when I demonstrate mastery, I am rewarded with money. The second definition, now I'm seeing everybody's comments. Someone says money is a moving system to achieve greater heights and fulfill purposes. How does that materialize in a picture in your mind? Money is reward for intangible value. How does that materialize as a picture in your mind? Whatever you cannot visualize in your mind is not permitted to materialize in your hand. Some of you have an idea of what you're going to eat for lunch. What are you going to eat for lunch? You are seeing it. You're not saying food. Food is relative. There is a specific picture. When I mentioned lunch, a specific picture. What is that picture in your mind? Okay? It's one of the reasons why I joined Instagram. I realized that I didn't really know what money was. So when I joined Instagram, the first thing I did, I went to look for all the wealthy Nigerians. You know all those Nigerians you see on City People, all those Nigerians you see in Innovation Magazine, all their names, and I went to look for them on Instagram. You know why? I needed a picture of what money meant. So let me tell you, for me, when I say visualize, you have to have pictures. You have to have images that represent what money means to you. You've heard me talk about a G-Wagon so many times. Obviously, for me, right? I'm just giving pictures. When you say money, I'm thinking G-Wagon. When you say money, I'm thinking seashells. I'm thinking Monaco. I'm thinking yachts. I'm thinking private jets. For somebody, when you say money, he's thinking a house where he pays his bills. But when I say money, I'm saying travel, meeting the who is who, flexing, enjoying my life, being able to wake up on a Monday and say, okay, I'm not going to work today. I'm just going to spend time doing what matters most to me with those who matter most to me. It looks like it's a small deal. Trust me, it's a big deal. I made my first million at age 21, and it wasn't 1 million. At age 21, doing things. And then 3, 4, 5 years down the line, I was so broke. So when I say that there is a right way to make money, I know what I'm talking about. There's a process. The first process is your mind. The first process is your mind. So money is a reward for demonstrating mastery. Whenever mastery is displayed, whenever mastery is exhibited, the inevitable consequence of that mastery is money. That's why we watch the Olympics. That's why we watch football. Why in the world should Lionel Messi be so wealthy? Why in the world should Ronaldo be so wealthy? What exactly are they doing? There's a soldier right now in Sambisa Forest fighting. He can be killed. He may be dead by this evening, and his salary may not be up to 100,000 naira a month. But there's Floyd Mayweather, who is boxing. All he's doing is boxing. He's not going to get killed boxing. And Floyd Mayweather has made hundreds of millions of dollars. Is that fair? But if you know that money is a reward for demonstrating mastery, then you stop looking for money. Rather, you start looking to gain mastery. If this singular point alone has been helpful, I need to see it in the comments that what I'm sharing with you is changing your life. So for me, money is a reward for demonstrating mastery. If ever I am broke, I ask myself, hey Jimmy, are you building mastery? If you are building that mastery, are you displaying that mastery? So money is a reward for demonstrating mastery. The second definition I have for money is a reward for solving a very specific, painful problem for a very specific person. You know, when I'm called to speak on the subject of finance, when I'm called to speak on the subject of money, sometimes I want to share new concepts. But the honest truth is that the concepts that pertain to money don't ever change. There's no new thing. It's the same. So it's just to repeat the same concepts. Money is not a person. Money is not a person that you say, oh, it's changing or it's evolving. Money is money. Whether it be Bitcoin or cowries, is still principles attached to something that has a physical token. All right? So when you solve a specific painful problem, mind you, the word is painful problem for a very specific person, money must come. Money must come. So I love the fact that the world is full of problems. As a believer, I know that the Bible says the thief cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. I mean, Satan's 24/7 job is to create problems. The job of Satan is to create problems. And money is a reward for solving problems. And thanks to Satan, we will never run short of problems. So why are we poor? Jesus said, I am come that you may have life and that more abundantly. All that Jesus was saying is Satan is coming to create problems. I, Jesus, am coming to create solutions. And that Jesus that solves problems, sorry if I'm getting preachy, lives in me. I mean, So money is a reward for solving a specific painful problem for a specific person. I like using the same old example. Some of you are here and you know the list of the problems that you have. You've said, people have health problems, people have wealth problems, people have relationships problems, people have transportation problems, people have self-esteem problems, people have entertainment and boredom problems, people have sports problems, people have nutrition and fitness problems. The lists are endless. Problems everywhere. So I simply ask, which problem am I going to? All have problems. We all have problems. Wealthy people are people who have created more solutions to their problems than the problems they create. If I'm coming to visit you in your house today, it's a problem for you. If I wake up today and say I'm coming to visit you, it's a problem for you. You know why? Number one, you have to find where I'm going to stay during that visit. You have to make sure there is electricity during that visit. You have to make sure that there's some form of refreshment, even if it's water, and that water has to be cold. So me coming to visit you is a problem. The only reason why you will welcome me is if the solutions that I bring to you are more than the problems I create for you. If the solutions that I offer during my visit are more than the problems, then you're happy. People today want to have children. I hope you know children bring problems. From antenatal clinics, to Pampers, to the food they'll eat, to school fees. But the solution, the joy that your children will give you, outweigh the problems they will cause for you by the grace of God. So, what you should do is ask yourself, which problem am I going to solve? My showing up, what problem does it solve? I hope this makes sense. I want to sort out your mindset. Because once you have this mindset in you, the way God created the mind is a fantastic gift from God to human beings. It has the capacity to create solutions by itself. Okay? So, money is a reward for solving a very specific painful problem for a very specific person. And there are degrees of problems. I use this example all the time because it's fantastic. Some of you are listening to me right now, and some of you are hungry. Some of you are hungry. But you're still here because even though hunger is a problem, it's not such a painful, unbearable problem. You can bear it. But imagine if you are purging. Imagine if you are purging. If you are purging, it's an extremely urgent problem. So I rank problems based on 4 factors. The obsession that problem creates. There are some problems you have you can never forget. Never. No matter what you're doing, you're always aware of that problem. God forbid, if somebody has a terminal illness, they can never forget that they have a terminal illness, no matter what is going on in their lives. So that's a problem that has a high obsession. Or do we talk of emotion? There are some problems that are very emotional. Very emotional. They get to you. They weigh down on your emotions. If you are owing rent, house rent, and your landlord has said he will kick you out, it's not just a problem with obsession. It's a problem that has emotions attached to it because you will feel embarrassed. People will know about your problem. Some problems can be kept secret. Others have to be openly displayed. So obsession, emotion, compulsion. Some problems are urgent. They must be solved immediately. Immediately. If your car has a fault and the car is still moving, it's not an urgent problem. If the car is moving and is making bah, 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 it's embarrassing, but it's not urgent as long as the car is still moving. But if you don't solve it, a time will come that problem will be urgent. Whatever you do, bah, 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 may now do boom and refuse to move. So problems have to be ranked based on the obsession, based on the compulsion, based on the emotion. But whatever the case may be, money is a reward for solving a very specific problem for a very specific person. I don't know if this is making sense. If it is, I need to see the feedback in the comments. The fourth thing that I define money as, the fourth definition I have for money, or rather the third rather, is that money is tribute to a king. Money is tribute to a king, tribute to a leader for knowing the way, for going the way, and for showing the way. Do you know that there are two places where no matter the scarcity in the land, there must always be supply of resources? Number one, the palace, the house of the king. Number two, the house of the prophet. The two places where, historically speaking, if there is lack in these places, then the problem is very bad. But you see the palace where the king lives and the temple where the prophet lives, historically speaking, there is always resource in these places. You know why? Because these two people provide leadership. Wherever there is leadership, there must be tribute. Money is tribute to a king. I say this story every time it happened, true life. When I was serving in Sokoto, one of the cement companies there, I think one of the sons of the Sultan was employed there. He was on their payroll. And he didn't used to show up because he's a prince. But every end of the month was his time for pay slips and salary. He shows up. So they changed the CEO or something. And they brought in another person from abroad. It's a foreign company. And immediately he came, he was like, who is this person that is always collecting salaries, but is never showing up? So he struck the name of that prince off the list, the pay slip, the payroll. And the story goes that he was summoned to the Sultanate, the seat of the Caliphate. And they asked him that where you are coming from, your queen, what work does she do to earn the salary, the income that she earns? I'm saying this because you see, people say that that what work is he doing? Why is he earning money? It's not everybody that works for money. Trust me, I have studied the subject of wealth for years. I became a chartered wealth manager in 2010. I became a fellow of the American Academy of Financial Management in 2010. That's my obsession with the subject of wealth. I studied it from childhood because I grew up in an environment where I saw what poverty and lack did and what prosperity did. So trust me, when I speak on the subject of wealth, it's a lifelong passion, an area of mastery of mine. Long before I became wealthy, I was obsessed with the subject of wealth. So he asked, what work does your queen do that she's earning money? It's not everybody that works for money. And it's not unscriptural. Now, I'm not saying don't work. The Bible says, let him that does not work not eat. But in the Garden of Eden, Adam had his needs met long before Adam did one iota of work. Work is not what you do to pay bills. Work is what you do to reveal your God-given potential, to discover it, to develop it, and to deploy it. All right? Anyways, back to the subject matter. Anywhere you see someone leading a tribe of people, anywhere you see someone leading a community of people with shared values, anywhere you see someone leading a community of people with shared interests, whether those values are negative or positive, resources must flow to that person. It's a law. Money is tribute to a king. So one of the things I did when I wanted to change my financial situation was I looked for an area of human interest. And I said, as far as this area of human endeavor is concerned, I will lead the people in that area of human endeavor. And as I aspired to take leadership responsibility, to know the way, to go the way, and to show the way, resources started flowing naturally to me. If you are in an area of human endeavor, you're a makeup artist, you're an academician, you are a welder, you are an entertainer, you are a comedian, and you are not able to identify who the current leaders in your sphere of influence and your industry of interest, who those leaders are, you are not yet serious about leading in that community. This is so important because every generation has its leaders. When it comes to the subject of wisdom, when it comes to the subject of wealth in the body of Christ, in secular communities, we know the people we listen to. We know the people we want to emulate. You're an entrepreneur today, you don't know Elon Musk as the leader of free enterprise. Beginning of this year, he moved into the cryptocurrency space and assumed leadership there. You don't know Wall Street Bets, you don't know Ray Dalio, and you're in investment management. You don't know Jim Simmons, Renaissance Technologies. Do you understand what I'm saying? My wife is a baker. She's a leader amongst bakers. So which sphere of influence are you going to lead? Very important. Then the fourth definition I give of money is that money is compensation for relationships. Now, please listen. When I say that money is compensation for relationships, I'm not saying go about your relationships looking for where to get money. No. That's being a pest, a parasite. But the truth is, for relationships to be sustained, resources must be exchanged. For relationships to be sustained, resources must be exchanged. Whoever you are in a relationship with, 10% of their resources will directly or indirectly flow to you, at least 10%. And 10% of their problems will directly or indirectly flow to you, because as I mentioned, resources, you're happy. Oh, no. Their problems too will flow to you. Their problems too will flow to you. So you need to understand that if you are looking for money, you should be looking to build quality relationships. There was a time in my life in 2010 when I said, Lord, I want to meet billionaires. You know why? When I understood that 10% of resources must flow for relationships to be sustained, I was like, wow, that means if I have billionaires in my circle, directly or indirectly, 10% of their resources and their relationships will flow to me. That's why I'm very particular who I associate with, because 10% of their problems, at least 10% of their problems will flow to me, and 10% of their resources will flow to me. For relationships to be sustained, resources must be exchanged. For relationships to be sustained, resources must be exchanged. If you're my friend and I pick up my phone and I give you a call, that's credit. Credit is going. It's not going to my friend, but I'm spending resources. Some of you are listening to me because you want to relate with me. Some of you are listening to Sir Elisha Mama because you want to relate with him. You're burning data. So for relationships to be sustained, resources must be exchanged. It's a myth to believe that you can have relationships without resources. It's impossible. So I'm very careful, very particular. If I'm in a relationship with you, my resources are flowing to you. So I'm very particular. I don't know if this has helped. The 4 definitions I have for money. Money is a reward for demonstrating mastery. Money is a reward for solving a very specific, painful problem for a very specific person. Money is tribute to a king leader for knowing the way, going the way, and showing the way. And number 4, money is compensation for relationship. For relationships to be sustained, resources must be exchanged. This is the bedrock of what I call money. So when I say money, I'm thinking mastery, problem solving, leadership, and relationships. When I say money, I'm thinking mastery, problem solving, leadership, and relationships. Has this been helpful so far? If you have questions, please stick them in the chats. I'll read briefly and I'll solve them. So I'm trying to sort out your mindset, how you think about money, because for most of us, especially if you were not born into wealthy homes and backgrounds, we inherited a poverty mindset. I'm not saying it as an insult. I'm saying it as a fact. If you were not born into a wealthy family, you have a poverty mindset. This was a sad truth I had to deal with. Your financial situation is a direct reflection of your mindset about money. your current financial situation, your current financial reality is a direct reflection about your mindset about money. And if you were not fortunate to be born into an environment where they have healthy notions about money, you have bad notions about money. It's a fact. It's a fact. So you have to go out of your way to directly start changing your mind. First from the word of God, which was the basis for me, because we live in such a materialistic generation that if you don't start from the word of God, you will become a money monger. You will become a greedy and lustful person. So I started from the word of God so I could have good success mindsets, good money mindsets. All right? So there are 3 mindset challenges you will have to face and solve when you start your journey to your next level of wealth. The first is what I call lack of recognition or lack of conviction about money. The first mindset challenge you will have is that you will notice that you have a lack of recognition or a lack of conviction about the role money will play in your life. Many people go through life trivializing money. It's a mindset they have, and it will stop them from being wealthy. It will stop them from being wealthy. You need to understand this. So the first set of people are people who trivialize the role that money plays. I've heard people say, money is not everything, money is not everything, money is not everything. It's true, but if you are poor, you are not authorized to make that statement. A starving man will never say food is not everything. To a starving man, at that moment, food is everything. How can you be starving and say food is not everything? That's pride. That's stupid pride. Only rich men are qualified to say money is not everything because they now have it and realize that it is not everything. Money is not everything. If you are poor, stop saying that. Money is not everything. If you are broke, stop saying that. If a man is suffocating and he can't breathe, oxygen is everything. All right? So, don't trivialize the role that money will play in your life. I sat down at a point in my life and I wrote all the things that will happen to me if I'm poor. If I'm poor and I'm sick, I can't buy medication when I need to buy that medication. I can't see a doctor when I need to see a doctor. And that condition will deteriorate. I will end up spending more money in future. There are people today who had little cuts on their hands and they were not able to get it treated with good antibiotic. And that cut became septic and they had to cut off their hand. And you say money is not everything? Why say that to the person who lost their hand because they couldn't buy Zenat? So, if you are not rich and you are sick, that sickness can deteriorate. If you are not rich, you can enter a car that the tire is bad. The tire is bad. Some of these public vehicles, these public transport vehicles, please don't get me wrong. I'm saying come to a recognition of the role money will play in your life. Some of these public transport vehicles, you will see them, they will put fuel in the back. And you are sitting inside that vehicle, covered by the blood of Jesus, but you are wasting the anointing. Do you know how many people Nigeria has killed? Money is not everything, but if you were living in America, if you were living in Sweden, if you were living in Switzerland, do you know there are parts of the world where they have not had a riot in the last 30 years? Do you know there are parts of the world where policemen don't carry guns? And you say money is not everything? Let me tell you, we have to come to a healthy understanding of the role that money plays in our lives and know that whatever money was designed to solve, nothing else will solve it. Nothing else will solve it. So I came to a place of healthy recognition. Do you know that when you are rich, your child can study whatever they want to study in school? Do you know that when you are rich, if your child wants to be a fine artist, they can be a fine artist. You will not flog them and force them to study medicine. I always say DJ Copy is a DJ. DJ Copy is a DJ. She has a master's. She has 2 masters. She's currently been given admission, I think it's to Oxford University or Cambridge University, to study yet another master's. She has 3 masters. Guess what she's doing for a living? She's a DJ. This same DJ, this same music that they've thrown some people out of the house for saying they want to study music. I know the role money will play in my life. I don't trivialize it. I don't exalt it, but I don't trivialize it. When you are wealthy, when your child spoils your phone, you will not beat them to stupor because you can buy another phone. When you are wealthy, when you go to somebody's house, or when you and they say, what would you like to eat? You can tell them you want to eat anything because the person knows that whatever they serve you, you can buy it in your own house. You can buy it in your own house. Do you know that when you are wealthy, your child will not steal things from the fridge? Because whatever you put in the fridge, you'll have told the child, just ask. And the child will ask because they know that you will not say no. When I was growing up, I didn't understand how you could steal something in the fridge. I can take my father's Bible and read it. I can take my mother's cream and rub it. It's not stealing. But when I take Fanta from the fridge, it's stealing. What is different about the Fanta? So that's the first thing. Recognition and conviction. From the word of God and from my life's experiences, I know that money is good. You cannot tell me otherwise. There is nothing you will tell me about money that money is bad. Oh, there's nobility in poverty. I will not listen to you. Don't bother. Preach to somebody else. I have my convictions. The second thing, apart from a lack of conviction, a lack of recognition, the second mindset that people have that stops them from achieving their next level of wealth is fear or agitation around wealth. Fear of increase or agitation. So the first negative mindset or mindset challenge you have to overcome is a lack of recognition and conviction about the true role of money in our lives. The second is we have a fear of increase or an agitation around wealth. I'm saying this because I want you to put yourself through these different channels and work on yourself. Work on yourself. So I said lack of recognition. I said fear of increase. All right. Have you noticed that there are certain people that they are perfectly normal until certain amounts of money enter into their hands? Then they start to misbehave. Your phone was perfectly okay. You didn't have a problem with your phone. Then someone sent you 100,000. All of a sudden, you need a new phone. Your hair is okay. You've done your hair. You're happy with the hairstyle. Then someone sent you 30,000. All of a sudden, you need new hair. Anytime there is increase in your finances and your stability, your psychological stability shakes, that mindset is stopping you from becoming wealthy. There are some of you that you will be behaving normally. When you see a rich man, you start, well done, sir. Good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir? Anything for the boys. That's a mindset that will harm you. I'm listing poverty mindsets for you. You know, I said that if you were not born into a wealthy home, the chances that you have a poverty mindset is very high. I didn't say it as an insult. I said it as a fact. So the first poverty mindset is a lack of recognition or conviction about the role that money will play in your life. The second poverty mindset is a fear of increase or agitation when you see wealth. You should be able to come into a place of wealth and maintain your psychological equilibrium. You should remain at peace. You should remain at peace. Have you ever noticed that, okay, if you're this kind of person that you don't like somebody, but when you find out they are rich, your behavior towards them changes? You have a poverty mindset. I'll say that again. You don't like someone, then you now find out that person has money. You now change the way you behave around them. You have a poverty mindset. You are a respecter, unnecessary respect for money. See money and pass. I keep saying that. Anytime you see wealth and you start to palpitate, you become uneasy. There's a problem. I always like using this example. Imagine I come to visit you and we're gisting, we're just laughing, we're gisting, maybe we're eating, sharing God's word, watching a movie. And then there's a bag somewhere, and I just kept the bag somewhere. And I say, Kai, it's time to go to bed. And then I say, sorry, how much is it? What is in that bag? And I say, it's money, my brother, I'm traveling tomorrow. And there's $100,000 in that bag. And I say, hey, what do you say? I say, there's $100,000 in that bag. And I say, you did not tell me since. That door is not locked. That window is not locked. Oh, yeah, lock everything. Why are you bringing money to my house? Watch this. That money was always there, but you didn't know, so you were at peace. The moment you found out it was money, something in your financial temperature started to be upset. Why? So you have to work on your mindset where you are not imbalanced around money. This is so important. The third, and this is the worst demonstration of a poverty mindset. I always say this: if you demonstrate a poverty mindset with regard to lack of recognition and conviction, you demonstrate a poverty mindset with regard to fear of increase and agitation over wealth, you can still become rich. But if you have this last poverty mindset, you will never become wealthy. Shall I tell you what the last mindset is? The last mindset is criticism and resentment of the wealthy. Criticism and resentment of the wealthy. Criticism and resentment of the wealthy. Listen to me. If you resent wealthy people, especially when you don't know anything about their source of wealth, you will never be prosperous. Because your disdain, your contempt, your resentment of the wealthy will show every time you meet a wealthy person. And that resentment will drive those wealthy people away. And I always ask, if there are no wealthy people in your life, please, who will teach you how to be wealthy? If there's no wealthy person in your life, how will you learn? And from whom will you learn the principles of wealth? Every time I see a fine car, every time I see a beautiful house, I lavish praise. Say, wow, this is beautiful. Every time I see anything good and desirable, I lavish my praise. Because I want the person to know that this reality you have, I celebrate it. If I celebrate it, I can replicate it. The first time I got to Sir Elisha Maman's house, I was like, wow. The first time I saw his Chevrolet Camaro, I think, Camaro, the sports car, I was like, come on now. The first time I saw his BMW X6 or X5, I don't remember which one now. I went and I touched the bumper. I said, I'm touching the hem of the garment. Virtue will flow to me. Listen. I drive Japanese. He drives German. I celebrate it because one day I'm going to drive German. Let me tell you, whatever you celebrate, you can replicate. Whatever you attack, you will never attract. This is so important. Do not criticize the wealthy. You see a wealthy person, he comes down from his car, you say, thief. Don't mind them. That them, they steal our money. Which money? Were you ever rich? Which of your money did they steal? You don't even know if that person is a thief. You don't know if he's an honest businessman. So these three mindsets, and let me tell you how you solve them. You solve them through exposure, through education, through association. When I discovered that I was unnecessarily agitated around wealth, when I discovered that I trivialized wealth, I joined Instagram. I started seeing how wealthy people behaved. I started seeing how wealthy Christians, Nigerian Christians, how they lived. I saw their lifestyle. I saw that there was nothing wrong with this lifestyle. So I started to say, why do I think wealthy people are bad? This is a great person. So I solved those 3 poverty mindsets using the power of the media to expose my mind, using the power of education, and using the power of association. So I used information and association to change my mindset. All right. Now, let's talk not just the mindset. There's so much to say about the subject of wealth, but I want to keep it brief so you take something away. If I wanted to change my life today, having worked on my mindset, there's something I call my how to thrive in a COVID-19 economy. Last year, I created something I called the COVID-110 because we had COVID-19 pandemic. So I created what I call the COVID-110 economy. And there are certain things you need in the COVID-1 and 10, 1 and 10, all right? The first thing is, if you ever want to gain financial mastery, or if you ever want to do very well for yourself financially, you need one area, at least one area of superior mastery. Please type that, one area of superior mastery. Everybody should have one thing in life they do very well. One, I don't care what it is, have one. It's not what you do, it's how well you do it and who you do it for that matters. It's not what you do that matters, it's how well you do it and who you do it for that matters. If you've heard me talk, I've used this example so many times. There's a picture of Tony Elumelu, Dangote, or Tedola on a yacht, and they are eating suya. The first time I saw that picture, I asked myself, who made this suya? Who made this suya? Because those men, wherever they go on that yacht, whoever is making that suya will go with them. And remember, 10% of the resources, for relationships to be sustained, resources must be exchanged. If Dangote is that suya and is very happy, he can just put his hand into his pocket and dip and bring out $10,000 and give the suya man. All of them there can give the suya man $10,000. 4.8 million naira for suya. So it's not what you do, it's how well you do it and who you do it for that matters. So you need to have one area of superior mastery. The more areas of superior mastery you have, the higher your chances of being successful. If you are a baker, can you make sharp edges? What do you know about cake decoration? What do you know about cake recipes? What are your areas of mastery in cake? So important. So one area of superior mastery. That's the first one. Number 2, remember I said COVID-110 equation. So one area of superior mastery. Number 2, one problem-solving product. One problem-solving product. One problem-solving product. Every person, once you have gained mastery, craft that mastery into a product. The product can be a physical product, it can be a service, or it can be information. But it must be something that solves a problem. You either have a physical product that solves a problem, or you have a service you render that solves a problem, or you have information you give that solves a problem. If you are in the fitness business, your area of mastery, interest, passion can be fitness. So you have a passion for fitness. So you turn that passion into mastery. It's not enough to have that mastery. You must have a product. You must have a product. You must have a product. It can be a physical product. So an area of mastery for me is wealth management, wealth creation. Let me show you a physical product. A book, physical product, From Scarcity to Surplus. When you read this book, it will help you. It's a physical product, but it also contains information. It also contains information. Another product that I have, my online courses. Do you understand? What products do you have? Physical products that you can sell, services that you can do for people, information that you can teach people. Please, please. So one area of superior mastery, and then one problem-solving product. If you are a pastor, please, please, I'm not here to debate ethics. I'm not here to debate. If you're led by the Spirit of God, you have a conscience and you love people, you will know what is good and you will know what is bad. If you're a pastor, your area of mastery is intimacy with God, for example. Your physical product can be a book, Good Morning Holy Spirit by Benny Hinn. It can be a service, church services. It can be an information. Do you understand, please? If you're a medical doctor, you can have a product that you sell. You can have a service that you render. You can have information. I don't know how many of you have heard of Dr. Malik that runs a YouTube page. Fantastic approach to modern day medicine. I don't know if this is making sense. So one area of superior mastery, one problem solving product. Then one evergreen, irresistible offer. You can have a product and you don't have an offer. An offer simply means how you announce that product to the world in a way that makes people want to buy it. I tell people, do you want to have time to do what matters most to you with who matters most to you? Then maybe you should consider trading Forex. That's an offer. I say, oh, I can trade from the comfort of my house or the comfort of my office. An irresistible offer is one that has people begging to give you money because it creates pleasure for them and makes them admirable, or it avoids pain. It removes pain from them and takes away aggravation. So one area of superior mastery, one problem-solving product, one evergreen, irresistible offer. So 1, 1, 1. That's what you should have. Build competence in developing these areas. Then let's move to the 10 aspect. You must have 10,000, 10K willing buyers email list. Now we're moving into the technology, the dynamics. 10,000 willing buyers email list. Anybody that has an email list of willing buyers, 10,000 people on that email list can never be poor again in this life. He can never be poor again in this life. Then, apart from having 10,000 email list buyers or aggregation of data, traffic aggregation, 10,000 that you own, your email list is yours. You must have 10,000 IG, Twitter, Facebook, or TikTok followers or YouTube followers. We're moving into technology now. So 10,000 email list, then 10,000 followers in your online community. Your online community, 10,000. Have at least, that's the goal, 10,000 followers on IG, or 10,000 on Twitter, or 10,000 on Facebook, or 10,000 on TikTok, or 10,000 on YouTube. 10,000, that's the lucky number. Once you have 10,000 followers, people tend to take you seriously. Now, mind you, that you have 10,000 followers does not mean you are serious. That you have 10,000 followers does not mean that you are making progress. You must first have one area of superior mastery, one problem-solving product, one evergreen, irresistible offer. When you have these three things on ground, then you move to this one. 10,000 email lists, 10,000 IG, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, whatever followers. When I joined Instagram, that was my goal. Once you have 10,000 of anything, people take you seriously. I don't know why. It's a vanity metric, but it is necessary. Once you want to invite someone for something, you want to meet someone somewhere, you want a doctor to treat you, you want to go to a hotel, which hotel would you rather go to? A hotel that has 1,000 followers on their Instagram page or a hotel that has 10,000 followers? It's the way it is. Don't fight it. So when you have 10,000 email lists, 10,000 social media followership, and then 10, by this time, you'll find out that you're already making progress. You're going to be making above average income by this time. Then the last thing you should do is you should have a 10% monthly ROI investment. A 10% monthly return investment. I don't care what that investment is. It can be real estate, It can be commodity trading, it can be agricultural bulking and storage, it can be micro lending, it can be forex trading, it can be stocks, it can be cryptocurrency. I don't care what it is. Just make sure that you take out time building competence and learning enough about investments to have an investment that makes 10% every month in a safe, secure, and sustainable manner. Anybody that has this will become a multi-millionaire in dollars in a minimum of 5 to 10 years. I don't care what it is you're doing. No, Emmanuel Ambi, no, not email. Email list is separate. I said you need to have 10,000 email lists separate, because the list is your own. Nobody can take it away from you. I remember when IG shut down my page, there was a month IG shut down my page 7 times. I wasn't worried. It's none of my business. If they take it away, wow, oh, okay, that's bad. But I mean, we move. We move. So your email list, your traffic aggregation should be different from your social media. Social media belongs to Zuckerberg. He can collect it from you at any time. They've collected Donald Trump's platforms. Who are you? If they can shut down the president of America, who are you that they can't shut you down? But when you have an email list or you have phone numbers, nobody can take that away from you. All right? So let's run through it again. One area of superior mastery. A passion or an area of interest that you have converted to mastery. One area of superior mastery. I can't go into that. One problem-solving product. And one evergreen, irresistible offer. Then 10,000 email list, 10,000 social media following, and 10% monthly ROI investment. Anybody that takes out time to build capacity and work on these areas can never be poor in this life. Never, never. Doesn't matter how many village people are doing you, and then back it up with the word of God, back it up with a deep understanding of spiritual intelligence. You live a good life. Okay, Manuel says, what strategy do we use to get 10,000 followers? Google. There's a book written by Nathan Chan, the founder of Founder. Founder is an online magazine or an online platform. And he has a book, How to Get 10,000 Followers. In fact, just Google how to get 10,000 followers. Enter it in Google, enter it in YouTube, and take action based on what you see there. And then look at people. Anytime I want to achieve something, I look at someone who has done 10 times of that thing. And when I follow them, I can achieve what I'm trying to do. Thank you so much for your time and attention, everyone. Hope you got value. I know you got value. Cheers. Guy Elisha, thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Wow. Hey, Jimmy, this is evergreen offer. you are this is an evergreen issue. Thank you so much. There's a lot here to chew. There's a lot here to grab. I need to be like you when I grow up. You know, and amazing. I don't know whether you got the kind of value I got. You know, when Jimmy was talking, I'm among the small boys that got to 10,000 on Instagram this year. I'm feeling serious now, very serious. So you are taking me serious. I just give 10,000 this year.
But sir, do you know that when you reach 10,000 followers, your Instagram platform literally changes? The things you can do change. The features you have, they change. And we'll talk. They change.
I'm coming for coaching. I'm coming for coaching.
But sir, Instagram account is not bank account. You cannot deceive me with Instagram account. Instagram account is not bank account. Since you want to whine me publicly.
Let's leave the public domain.
Okay, sir.
So that we stay safe. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Some things that are important here. If you have a question, I will take just 3 questions because our time is fast spent. I will take 3 questions so Ejimi can answer if you have serious questions. But something you need to understand is the definition that Ejimi gave us on money. There are 3 things. He talked about defining money. He talked about mindsets before he talked about a few things that we need to do. The product, the evergreen offer, the one unique area of mastery. Now, 3 things you must know is definition of money, mindsets that limits you, and mastery. I was teaching somewhere last year, and having studied my life and how I built wealth and net worth to 9 figures, I discovered there are few words, few things that altered everything. And I want you to take note, based because of what my friend has taught and my brother. There are certain things there that are considered law. They are law. You can't ignore them. It is to your peril to assume that you know when you are still broke. Wisdom, they say, is justified by her children, not by her vocabulary. If your wisdom has no children, your English is irrelevant to me. It does not matter if it's Harvard you were trained. Result is a very fantastic philosophy. Even God does not despise result. Very key. Very key. And so, these things that Ejimi has put before us, I need you to take it very serious. Mindsets are key. Mastery is key. Another thing I need you to know, Ejimi has given us mastery. Ejimi has given us mindset. I will add another one for you. Mentorship is key. Who you follow determines what follows you. The 2 people that I lent money from are billionaires today. When I started following them, they were just millionaires. And they are not ordinary billionaires. They are so heavy. They didn't sit me down to teach me Instagram. They didn't sit down to teach me what Ejimi taught us. I did what any young man to do. I was hungry. I observed their life. I observed their relationship with money. I observed their relationship with people. I observed their management system. And I got here today. Another thing you should pay attention to, I will teach it in the Facebook community. I call it the 5 M's that regulates the flow of money in the life of any man. Any man. So if you want me to explain it better, get ready. It will soon be announced. Nightlife with Elisha will soon be back again, but this time it will be once a month. It won't be every week. So I want you to pay attention to that. I'm still expecting question. Okay, Ejimi, there's one question here. Okay, I can see 2 questions. I've seen 3 questions. Now, let me put those questions to my friend before I continue what I'm saying, because we are here for you, not for me. We are here. The first questions. How do one reach out to people of influence for collaboration without being seen as a pest?
Okay. I should answer each one. Okay. Number 1, when you say collaboration, you are implying that there's something in it for them. And for you to assume that there's something in it for me, you need to know me. So if you don't know yet how to reach out to me for collaboration, you don't know me. You've not done your groundwork. So if you want to reach out to a person to collaborate with a person, you should do your groundwork and know enough about that person. What do I mean by that? If I want to reach Sir Elisha Mamman, he has made his life a bit public. I go to Instagram. I look at all his photos. I look at who he follows. I look at the adverts. I've seen F.A. Johnson. I've seen Fee Stephen. I've seen Amadi, Emmanuel Akpe. It's easier to reach those people than to reach Elisha Mamman. Why do you want to reach Elisha Mamman and collaborate with Elisha Mamman when you have not collaborated with Fee Stephen? Why do you want to reach? So you have to be honest to yourself that what you call value, is it valuable to that person? So if I'm trying to reach a father, I can't reach the father, I reach the sons. If I'm trying to reach the sons and I can't reach the sons, I will reach the grandsons and I will start from there. And then say, how do I engage this person? They will tell me what they did to connect with that person. I will do the same and in due season. The problem is you want to collaborate right now. You want the person to answer you right now. And the people that he's currently working with spent years developing a relationship. So that's one. The second way to reach anybody is money. Money. That's why I like money. A man's gift makes room for him. The gift is not just your talents. A lot. I've sown seeds into people's lives that they called me. They found my number. So get rich. Law of recognition. Okay? But just offer value and you grab their attention. Right?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Mr. Jimmy. That issue of creating value is very powerful. Another way is that you must learn to serve people before you look for them. Find a way to serve. Service connects you to the best of men. Find a way to serve. Find a way to serve. Connect, join their platforms. Just do one or two things that keeps you close. And you'll be amazed at who is going to give you access because of your heart. Because of your heart. Thank you, Pastor Jimmy. Even me, I learned something. I have to connect with somebody very soon. I have to connect to you afresh. Jimmy, I needed to answer. Okay, there's a question we have put there. How do you deal with making mental limits when you are transitioning into newer levels of wealth?
Number one, clearly define what you mean by newer levels of wealth. You can define it in financial terms. I define wealth based on impact, based on influence, and based on income. A new level of wealth is access to more people. A new level of wealth is access to greater people. And a new level of wealth is access to more money. So define it. Then define who has 10 times of what you're trying to get. Define who has 10 times of what you're trying to get. So if I want to build 10,000 followers, I'm going to look for someone who has 100,000 followers. If I want to make 10 billion naira, I'm going to look for someone who has made 100 billion naira. Then I will start interacting with their thoughts and their lifestyle. What do I mean by that? Where do they worship? Which church do they go to? I'll visit the church. Trust me, I'll visit the church. I want to see how people behave there. I'll visit the church and know so that if I'm misbehaving, it's better to misbehave in a church than to misbehave at a conference or at a seminar or a hotel. Church, you can blame it on many things. I will get their books. I'll find out who their friends are. I'll find out where their children's school. I will find out as much as I can. And then I will try to interact with that new level of information. It will make you uncomfortable. You will see your bad habits. You will see your bad mindsets. You will work on it. I will buy their books. I will attend all their events. And I will serve. All right. Another thing is what you expose your mind to. From time to time, I look for documentaries on the wealthy, CNBC, Super Rich, Bloomberg, all these documentaries on very wealthy people, billions. I watch those things. When your mind cannot tell the difference between reality and perception. So when you watch those shows, when you watch those documentaries, you force your mind to come to terms with the reality. And if you do this long enough, your mind becomes comfortable with that new level of wealth. So association and information at that newer level, 10 times of that newer level, when you interact with it long enough, you just find out that some things don't move you, and then you need to take action. Take action, take those risks, especially if you are single, you are not married, you don't have so many bills and responsibilities. Please take action. Okay? All right. That's all, sir.
Awesome. All right, the last question, Pastor Ejimi, we just dropped it for you. What can a pastor do who has almost no cash to enter into the crypto space?
I'll change that question. What can anyone do who has almost no cash to enter into whatever industry? Number one, you have desire. And there are thousands of people that have desire like you. You can lead the people who have desire. So for example, how many people have no cash that want to enter into the crypto space? Just make it that kind of simple. If you don't have cash and you want to enter into the crypto space, comment below. You will see all of them. Become their leader. Become the leader of the cashless crypto enthusiasts. Then ask yourself, who do we want to connect with? You can now reach out to such people and say, I have 100 people. We don't have cash. We want to know how can we start? The fact that you're a leader of people, human beings are resources. Money is just paper. The real value is people. The fact that you are providing leadership, and you now say, oh, okay, we don't have cash. This is what we can do. This is what we can do. This is what we can do. Brainstorm together. Lead those people. You have social capital. That's one. Number two, find a person who is already excelling in that crypto space and serve them. Serve them. Study them long enough to know what problems they have and serve. If they have trainings, post it, boost it. There are people that I know today can't afford my trainings, but they are always publicizing my work. Anytime I want to do a scholarship, I reach out to them first, because it's more blessed to give than to receive, but it's also blessed to give back to people who have given to you. So please, as much as it's possible, find how you can publicize what that person has to offer. And if you do it long enough, people are not wicked. Good people are not wicked. They will know that this person is trying to communicate value, even when they don't have money. So that's important. And then get ready to start small. People don't like starting small. You may not be able to buy 1 Bitcoin. You can buy 0.0000000 Satoshi. Okay? You don't have to buy 1 Bitcoin. A Bitcoin is like 58,000. Buy the one buy the $5.8 equivalent, or buy 58 cents worth, and start there. Then we'll know you are serious. Thank you.
Woo! As if I shouldn't go, because the questions are just coming. You know, as we get you talking, wisdom is just coming from your body. Jimmy, I have to hire you. Make I clean one part of my house. Make I relocate you.
Later now you say let's not wine ourselves in the public space, but you drop your own and you not say let's not wine. I will not say anything.
Checking my spirit.
I will not say anything, sir.
So Jimmy, I saw some questions here, but you will help me do something quickly. We are going to drop your Instagram handle, so that everyone who has a question can drop it for you on Instagram so you can answer them. Please don't ask us for Pastor Ejimi's phone number. You will not get it. Don't waste your time. Go, you will see an Instagram handle. Follow that handle. If you ask me for the phone number, trust me, I will insult you. Because I have warned you. Don't ask me for what I won't give you. And I publicly told you, don't ask me. Please. Go to his Instagram, follow him, send him a DM. If it takes him 1 month to return, wait for the 1 month for him to respond. But I can guarantee you, Ejimi is a people person. He will get to you as soon as he can. Number 2, Pastor Ejimi, how do we get your book? How do we get your book, sir?
Oh, sorry, I unmuted the mic. I didn't know. It's available on Amazon for purchase, from scarcity to surplus. Just search for it on Amazon. I'll put the link on my Facebook page, and then if you want to order it physically, we do pre-orders. All the information will be on my Instagram page by the end of the month. But you can buy it right now on Amazon. Right now, it's available on Amazon, and it will be shipped.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Please, his book is a hot value that you will need right now, because when a man has done something for many years, replicated them in the lives of many people, and he decided to trap them in a book, you will have to. You see, there are certain things Pastor Ejimi is sharing that you may take for granted. I'll share this story as I close the winning mindset for the month of March. Pastor Ejimi, when I started to grow the winning mindset, and we got to a very good level, and I found out that people began to celebrate our growth. Of course, we were already doing something that nobody was doing around, and it was a good feeling. But of course, one of the characteristics of a living thing is growing up, is growing. And so at every point in time, as long as you are alive, there's room to grow. And so I traveled to Port Harcourt for a meeting, and I decided to visit David Ibiome's church. And the meaning of growth changed for me. Growth meant something else entirely to me. The first thing I did that day was to buy 10 books written by David Ibiome. There were no messages available that day. I bought 10 books. Between Port Harcourt and Abuja, 40 minutes flight. I picked the smallest book. By the time I reached Kaduna, Ejimi, I have finished one book. As I read from the plane, I landed, my driver picked me in the airport. As we were driving to Kaduna, by the time we got to Kaduna, that same night, I finished the first book. What am I trying to tell you? The kind of result David Ibiome wanted, I began to desire them. But the first way for me to reach him is by what he has documented. So I began to interact with his books. Same year, I went to Lagos, Daystar. I bought 15 CDs and every book Sam Adeyemi has written. Same thing I did with Pastor Paul Inenche. Now, when you begin to interact with these people's resources, you will begin to identify their prevailing thought pattern. You begin to identify their prevailing thought patterns. In all that 15 books, you will see their belief system reflected. You will see laws that they obey reflected. So it was not enough for me to read one. If you have written up to 10, I will buy the 10. These interactions are healthy for you. Please, I beg you, go to Instagram now. Go to Instagram now. Order that book. Order that book. it will bless you greatly. It will bless you greatly. Ejimi is a blessing. We love you so much, Pastor Ejimi. We respect, adore, and honor you. The Winning Mindset community will forever continue to not just sing your praise, but uphold values that you have taught us. We will, in many ways, make you proud. We will not fail you, sir. I'm speaking for myself and everyone under me. We will make you proud. Someday, somewhere, you will beat your chest and say, thank God I didn't waste my time with Elisha Mama and the Winning Mindset. We want you to know we love you. We appreciate you. We will continue to follow, learn, and engage the philosophies and the principles you have shared with us. Pastor Ejimi, once again, thank you so much. I love you from my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tell Hope that we are hopeful because of what you are doing for us. And tell the kids they should not worry. I don't want to see them in Nigeria. When we are hanging out in Dubai, when we are hanging out in Dubai, we will talk. Please don't say anything, Ejimi, in the public. Let's leave it for the secret. I have finished for you for today. You can go. Don't put me into trouble, Pastor Ejimi. I love you so much. Thank you and God bless you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for every one of you who has stayed with us this long, we were supposed to be up by 12. But you see, of what use are you going to close early and just go back and remain broke? That we took 30 minutes to make you rich is more important than you going back to watch Netflix and you will become nothing much more important in your life. By the grace of God, what we are trying to do is to help you live the life you are dreaming. Many of you have dreamt too much of the life you want to live. It's high time to wake up from sleep and begin to do what will give you the power to live the life you are dreaming. Some of us are enjoying what God can truly do in the life of a man, and I'm trusting God that this year will not pass. Many of you will begin to enjoy the faithfulness of what God can do through a man. Once again, this is not a Christian platform, but the people running this are Christians. Forgive us. We believe so much in the Bible and in the excellency of God. Thank you for being here with us today. We love you so much. We appreciate you. If you have not followed us on Instagram, please do. Winning Mindset. At Winning Mindset. If you are not following me on Instagram, it's the same. Elisha Maman. We just want to see that we are all interacting. By the month of May, a live event from me on video, virtual event will return. I'm going to pay attention to making many rich in 2021. What I have enjoyed, you will enjoy. What I'm experiencing, you will experience. I love every one of you, and I want you to shine and do 10 times that we have done. Thank you for being part of us. Thank you for staying true to us. We love you. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful April. God bless you.